Do you know who you're letting into your home? As you're about to see, you can't be sure, even when the company says it does background checks.
How has this affected your life?
He's violated it. He's ruined my life.
For nearly a year, Carrie Smith has been looking over her shoulder, living in fear of this man, Jason Meinke, a habitual criminal she unknowingly invited into her home. It happened when she moved from Las Vegas to Detroit. She and her son settled into this rented home in Kego Harbor.
My son and I have allergies, and I was wanting to get air duct cleaning.
Smith had 3 flyers but decided to call Sears, a big name she thought she could trust. 2 men showed up in a Sears truck. One of them was Jason Meinke. Smith went into the basement with Meinke's partner to check out the air ducts. When she came upstairs, she saw Meinke coming out of her bedroom, and it gave her the creeps. The next day,
I started receiving vulgar, sexual text messages.
Several vulgar texts, including one that talked about having someone urinate in their mouth. Carrie called police, and they traced the messages to Jason Meinke's cell phone. He told the cops his phone had been stolen, and he later got it back. Police didn't buy it, and they discovered something else disturbing when they went to Carrie Smith's house. Someone had unlocked a window behind these bushes and left it cracked open.
It petrified me. I thought he was going to come into my home and do something.
What Smith didn't know at the time is that Jason Meinke has a long criminal record and a history of stalking and harassing women. Look what the Action News investigators found in court files. 7 personal protection orders against Meinke taken out by 7 different women. He has 6 criminal convictions, misdemeanors and felonies going back to 1999. His latest conviction in 2011 is for aggravated stalking.
He's like a bad penny. He doesn't go away.
Beth Morgan is the victim in the felony stalking case. She met Meinke when she called Sears years ago to get her air ducts cleaned. She says he came off as a charming guy and asked for her screen name on Instant Messenger.
And honestly, I thought because he worked for Sears, I thought it was safe to get to know him.
Chatting turned into dating and eventually a relationship. When Beth Morgan discovered Jason Meinke's dark side and his criminal history, she tried to shake him, but she couldn't. He started stalking her.
He would let my phone ring off the hook to the point where I wouldn't answer the phone anymore, and he would call 30, 40, 50, 60 times in a row.
Morgan says Meinke threatened to kill her and her family. She kept going to the police, but it took years to get him charged with stalking.
I wasn't taken seriously. I was just basically told to make the report, and then if he should come around again, that I was to call them immediately, and they would come.
Morgan says she was with Meinke when he was arrested one time, and he told her to go to his house and get something out of his bedroom. She found something there very disturbing. Morgan says the walls were lined with backpacks stuffed with used women's underwear, and there were plastic bags full of used feminine products.
My first reaction was to want to vomit, honestly. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
That makes Carrie Smith's run-in with Jason Meinke even more frightening. This police report says cops believe Meinke sent the vulgar texts, but a year later, no charges have been filed. Frustrated and fearful, Carrie turned to attorney Jim Hubbard for help. He says he can't get a straight answer on who's responsible for hiring Meinke and sending him into Smith's home.
Are they giving you the runaround?
They are.
Trying to hide?
I believe they are.
Are you going to go after it?
We are. At this point, my client's only recourse is a civil suit.
So who is responsible for hiring this career criminal? The investigators found out Sears doesn't actually do the duct cleaning. It's done by a Sears franchise called Creative Carpet Care in Wixom. I went there to confront the manager.
Every 2 years he had a background check done on him, and I had authorization to send him in the field.
He gave me this email from December of 2010 saying Meinke passed a background check. But how is that possible? Meinke had just been released from prison a few months earlier. That's information anyone can get for free on the corrections website. And Meinke's entire criminal history is available to anyone on a state police website called iChat for $10.
You cannot be hired if you're convicted of a felony, a misdemeanor, a bad driver's license, a DUI.
Any of that.
You cannot be hired.
And he had all of that.
But the proof is
Except
right
the
there.
DUI, and they passed him.
The proof is right here, sir.
That raises some troubling questions. How many other Jason Meinke's are out there? And could you unknowingly be inviting criminals into your home? To find out, the investigators traveled to Orlando, Florida for a meeting of the National Association of Professional Background Screeners. We talked to Mike Coffey, a respected expert in the field. He says what we uncovered with Jason Meinke is common because background checks often miss things.
A lot of your really large employers, especially those who hire lower wage employees don't do their due diligence. They just rely on a database or some instant, quick, inexpensive background check.
Sears Holding, the parent company in Chicago, told me the local independent franchise is responsible for hiring employees and doing background checks using nationally recognized providers. They say Jason Meinke passed 2 checks done by a company called HR Plus in Chicago. We asked HR Plus how Meinke passed their background check. They said they can't comment because of privacy laws. Tomorrow night at 11, our Action News investigation goes deeper.
A background check could and should have saved my sister's life.
You'll meet a woman whose sister was raped and murdered by an air duct cleaner sent out by another big department store. Why you can't always trust a company who claims to do background checks, and some simple steps you can take to protect yourself. That's all tomorrow night at 11. Scott Lewis, 7 Action News.